Stop it there for now. All right, let's talk about Yoshi's Island for a little bit. You go first since this is your first time playing it.
I personally find it, like what you said in the beginning, yeah, it is probably one of the harder Yoshi games.
Mm,
I wasn't expecting for the difficulty spike to hit in World 1 as soon as it did.
yeah, it hits earlier than I thought
It really
actually.
does.
Hmm.
Um, I think this and Super Mario World, I really do prefer Super Mario World compared to this.
Hmm.
Sorry, Yoshi. Sorry.
Yoshi feels so betrayed.
But I just think that Yoshi just slides a bit too much if you're not careful.
Hmm.
I do like that you can start to see the basis of what they were going of the future Yoshi games in this game
Hmm.
personally. So I like that, like the collecting the flowers, collecting the stars and whatnot. Of course, I think the stars have changed to something else later on in the other Yoshi games, right?
That sounds right. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it changes to like little hearts or something.
Yes, hearts. Yes, hearts because it stars on the games where you have Baby Mario because that increases your timer. But in the games where Yoshi has health, where there is no Baby Mario, then it's hearts. It kind of changes because I guess with the Yoshi series, there's like two. It's almost split into like two. There's Yoshi's Island, which is focused on Yoshi carrying a baby on his back to protect them, and then there's the other Yoshi games like Story, Woolly World, and Crafted World, where it's just Yoshi. Like the core gameplay of both games are the same, but one has a focus on protecting an infant, while the other one is just like Yoshi, just keeping himself safe essentially.
Right. But yeah, honestly, I do like it. I mean, more than Super Mario World? No, not really. Sorry, Yoshi.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I'll pick
But
it. Go ahead. Finish up.
oh, sorry, but I do like the art style a lot. I do like art style. The music is really cute though.
Mm-hmm.
Same with the enemies, like all Yoshi games. But yeah, I think I prefer Super Mario World compared to this one.
Yeah.
I do think it still holds up, honestly.
Yeah, I
And
agree.
it may not be my favorite game to play.
Well, I'll piggyback off that real quick, and I'm gonna agree with pretty much a lot of what you said because I will say visually this game is a lot better than the first one because of
Mm,
like not only because of the crayon style graphics and like the cute characters, enemies, and whatnot, and then the fact that it has those like pseudo 3D enemies as well. So graphically, this is definitely an improvement over the first one. Um, as far as music, I think it's about the same. Like both games have pretty iconic songs, to be honest. But as
mm,
far as gameplay, yeah, I'll agree with you because again, this is like two different. Even though they both have Super Mario World in the name, they have very different gameplay styles. Where Mario games continued having that same formula, especially with the 2D Mario games, while Yoshi's Island, became its own thing. It became its own
mm.
series, and a large part of what you're going to prefer is really just going to depend on like what kind of gameplay do you prefer. You could prefer the core Mario gameplay with the jumping and the power ups and whatnot, or you prefer the Yoshi gameplay where you're like turning enemies to eggs and like throwing them to solve puzzles and whatnot. And it's largely going to be preference, to be perfectly honest. I don't know if I'm going to agree with you that I personally prefer Super Mario World. Let me put that out there. But I think whether the average person will prefer this or over Super Mario World or Yoshi's Island, it's going to largely be based on taste. I will say though, this is definitely the harder game between the two. Super Mario World can get hard if you're going for like those secret levels and whatnot. You can get some really hard levels in Super Mario World, but with Super Mario World 2 Yoshi's Island, the whole more so most of the game has a pretty higher difficulty overall. And if you're trying to collect everything too, oh my god, this game gets really really difficult. I have nothing but respect to people who go for the 100% completion of this game. Because that is not me. Because some of these levels are hard enough to just complete by themselves. I can't even imagine what it's like to try to get everything in these levels. Like no,
Yeah.
especially the auto scrolling levels. Like that's a lot. That takes a lot of time to do. That you would have to like really dedicate. time to like learn the levels and whatnot. It's a lot. Oh, I forgot to read this comment by Marissa saying, Yoshi was like, let's destroy this building, no biggie.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Like, it's no big deal, guys. We
It's
got
just
this.
it's just a building. They cannot know about his taxes. It's not.
Yes.
They
It's
have to.
like I need to destroy my taxes and whatnot. They will never know.
But I do like the enemies. By the way, you saw it yourself. More or less, all the bosses in this game are like cute little enemies that get turned big by Kamek. That's pretty much the gimmick here. Even the final boss falls into that category as well. Who you probably already know who the final boss is of this game, but I won't spoil it if you don't. Um,
Bowser?
you know what? Fine. Yeah,
Junior?
it's little baby Bowser. Like
Okay.
he is like Bowser is baby, and then the final boss is like Kamek making him big, and you have to fight big baby Bowser.
Oh.
It's a scary boss fight. It's a very scary boss fight, surprisingly. But yeah, that's that. And then yeah, I do like how Mario definitely has like the bigger powers, but Yoshi has power ups too, where he can turn into a helicopter or a mole. There or a mole tank. There are other power ups that we didn't get to as well. There's even one power up where there's actually for the most part you're playing as Yoshi in this game, but there is a power up where you get Mario a cape and but you play as Baby Mario while you have this power up running around. He's like carrying Yoshi above his back while he has this cape. Like Baby Mario getting superpowers. It's so adorable and it's one of the best power ups in the game. But again, once the power up rings up, then Yoshi puts him back on his back. It's
It's
great.
adorable.
Mm-hmm.
Makes me really appreciate the mellow mode that they implemented in what was it, Woolly World?
Yeah, they had mellow mode where you can just kind of like be mellow, and that is
And
something I like
still,
about the late. I like if you talk to people about the Yoshi Island series, you'll get a lot of different opinions about it. Because again, a lot of people like Yoshi's Island original because it is difficult. They like that difficulty of it, and there hasn't been a single Yoshi's game that has been as just base hard as Yoshi's Island. They've definitely skewed easier in later series. With if you're going for 100%, those you can still get some difficulty out of them, but Yoshi's Island was just hard throughout, and people don't like Yoshi's Story because it's too easy. But I personally really like Yoshi's Story. I didn't care that it was
same
easy. It's just
here.
really cute and it's fun to play. But that's just me. It's gonna depend on largely on like what you like about the Yoshi games. A lot of people just don't like anything but the original because of the difficulty thing. But I like
Mhm.
that the series has become more accessible for people, and that there's even easier modes so people can play it because the game core gameplay is fun, but the difficulty's not for everyone, man. That's so I don't think I don't.
Difficulty spike is really, really intense sometimes, I feel like.
It is definitely gets intense, but yeah, even despite the difficulty, yeah, this game of course definitely holds up. Like visually, it's looks so good. Still, you can play this and have a lot of fun. The sound effects are cute. A lot of the visual stuff is cute. If you're playing the Game Boy Advance version, it's even better because you get your Yoshi sound effects. Oh, like voice clips and whatnot, and that's even cuter. But this game is perfectly fine as its own, and you can just play it. If you play with a friend, then you can switch between if you're one person having a difficulty with the levels and whatnot. It's a lot of fun, and yeah, it's a good gateway into the Yoshi series if you've never played a Yoshi game as well, because there's a lot of them. Not as many as Mario games, but there's a good amount of Yoshi Islands. But yeah, Yoshi Island definitely holds up. It's it stands. It's a good. If we're saying it as a sequel, it stands up on its own and became its own thing. So I like that about it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anything
You can start
else?
to see the beginnings of the Yoshi series, the Yoshi title games with
Mm-hmm.
this one,
Yeah,
which I really do like.
I like that as well. Yeah, Yoshi gets a thumbs up. The character and his series.
Even though he does his tax evasion.
You know what? There's no proof of that anymore. We destroyed the building that had all the information.
Well, honestly, this is the start of his tax evasion ways, right? It has to be.
It has to be where it all started. And yes, this is a certified real Yoshi. No paint copies here.
And so Baby Mario was the cause of it.
He might have because keeping Baby Mario fed probably couldn't have been cheap. So yeah, they had to keep him fed while they go to save his baby brother, baby Luigi. It's a long journey. You know what's
It
one
is.
game I before we closed out? One game that I really want to play. I really want to play Yoshi's Island DS specifically. I think in some regions it's called Yoshi's Island 2, and it was like the actual sequel. And the reason why I want to play that one is because it had the same core gameplay as Yoshi's Island, but there are multiple baby characters you could have, and they all had different abilities. So if you had Baby Mario, it allows you to break blocks because Mario's head does that, breaks the brick blocks. If you had Baby Peach, she could use her parasol and Yoshi could just like float to the ground instead of just doing his normal drop. Um, Baby Wario had a magnet that could attract coins. Baby Donkey Kong lets you swing on vines. And surprisingly, there were levels where you could also have Baby Bowser and his fire breath would melt ice blocks. So I really want to play that one because I want to take advantage of all those baby abilities. It sounds like the perfect sequel just to have all those different babies, which it sounds really cool. But then they released a 3DS game called Yoshi's New Island, which a lot of people don't like, and I don't know the reason why they don't like it, but apparently it was not loved.
Oh, sad.
It is sad, but anyways, any last thoughts before we close this out?
I don't think so. Unless you have any last thoughts. I mean, that pretty much sums it up. It's a cute, fun game. If you're looking for a challenge, you should play it.
Yes.
Personally, I'm like, I wish
Chrissy-
there was mellow mode because I always associate Yoshi games with being mellow.
Yeah, he is pretty mellow. He is pretty chill. Oh boy, there's been so many chill appearances of Yoshi's, but that what. That's the good thing about Yoshi. Even though his first appearance may not be for everyone, he became such a mainstay that you can play him in so many different games and enjoy him, which you'll see soon. Well, with that, that is going to be the end of our episode on Super Mario